50th anniversary jubilee year. Emi reconciliation. Emi forgiveness. Emi mipla lo look right part so that mipla can save him interest from all people lo mipla. My presence place step inside lo mipla as mipla go through lo session lo tete. And mipla pray mipla ask him lo powerful name lo you. Na by you me he pray the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Any petition? Notices? Honorable members, question time. The Honorable Member for Kerawagi.
Looks all people look Kerawagi. I am Tosso. May I ask you a question you would believe long to our good Minister for Civilization about Kondiawa Airport. I think, Mr. Speaker, every province in the country should be accessible by airport. They should get the airport. Kondiawa has been in dormant for the last more than 15 years now. It's insult to the government and actually it's raising a lot of questions in our citizens' mind. Airport in the country, Mr. Speaker, is part of national government outcome.
Honorable Member, may I interrupt you again? Sorry, can you come again? Your question is directed to
Minister for Civil Aviation.
Civil Aviation. Go ahead.
Minister for Transport and could take note of it. In the last regime, there is a proposal for relocate Kondiawa Airport to Coop in Kerawagi district. The preliminary feasibility study has been in place. I think it's funded by National Airport Corporation with the last regime, the government. Feasibility study is in place. And actually, Kondiawa is not viable because it's not technically viable for large aircraft to land in Kondiawa. So relocation is actually confirmed. Mr. Speaker, I want our good minister to tell us the progress of this feasibility study because it's going to serve. It's in the middle of Jiwaka and Simbu. It's only less than 20 minutes drive in. So it's a good location. So the feasibility study has been done, and I want our good minister to tell us how's the progress now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation.
Thank you. Thank you, good leader, honorable member, Lord Haskim. Kondiawa, as you said, airport Bloyumi. Currently, mountain Iranim now, big balusino na bigo. Na you got light aircrafts now, lignik balus sabe kokam one time na kainot sem. But along transferring this airport ikam lo Coop itself lo groundbreaking mi binigo na bin start lo this time na groundbreaking bin come up. First although you got some lik work or like make him nothing. Government one time maybe provincial government only give him 2.5 million. Now all work him some work, that's all report now something all finish him good. Now beyond only go again lo work him narapla report again long 10 million lo work him detail report na scope na bill of quantity, na all arabla list of the order working final. Na display 10 million no got money been looked sawe seems only been request up to now. So last time we been legally brief around the country, now me come some brief lot display I'm also 2.5 years and been come up also. Now legally report or look sawe only been make him tasol no got one blah report me kism in detail long 2.5. But request long 10 million stop almost put me go long. We have been in plenty time you know got funding na NEC work law follow up stuff. Maybe talking more long try and look again na kind of sem. But look anyway na kind of sem maybe good plan more long or some leader you blah can bung one time na can write him one blah strong blah pass na you may can ask him recommendation blah me blah can ask him na you may can try personal look him. But at this stage progress you know come up yet no got one blah funding you come yet na kind of sem so me blah mas is our kundiawa can be relocated. Na simbu juaga can serim display become lo hagen happy ko lo goroka you can make him also but seems me ko lo groundbreaking enough lo now and progress you know that fast so by me bla follow up so you bla help me bla long book him display follow up now you can look him na to me like talk seven long me all kata also feasibility studies na detail scoping now, all display and something themselves costing millions of kina. Why name display come up? One them specific work only make him. Display all kata you make and check him. Big projects so one him you may like make him we will talk 20 million, 40 million, 30 million. That's lo paperwork that's all. Paperwork that's all now. Then actual project you know so we eventuate. Now display 10 million and me film and plenty. You may can look good now. You may can reduce him, come down. Flat land here. You may can level him now. Make him easy work. Culverts or something extra cost him by one up. That's all. Just paperwork and must come down. So this way you may can pursue him up. So you blah bung one time, write him one blah pass where you block it again sign or say me blah one bell or move him kondiawa go lo coop. So you may can work bung one time with NEC, my team, and we can source some funding now. Progress. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Goilala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in my people's chair to ask a question directed to the good Minister for Mining, but he's not here, so I rather prefer asking to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, my question is, Mr. Speaker, my question is in relation to Tolokuma Mine. The then Tolokuma Mine, now renowned or renamed Toru Minerals. The Tolokuma Mine may not be that colorful that will attract attention, but if we put Tolokuma Mine in the middle of people who all have a lot and those of us who have nothing, Tolokuma Mine is important to Golala people. I'm prompted to ask this question is because lately we see happenings around Tolokuma Mine after the liquidation and the laying off of staff and also the shutting down of the operations of Tolokuma Mine. And now we have a Toru Minerals that has taken over and owns the license and everything else. And before I go on, let me from the outset thank MRA and the Marlborough government for the first time connecting Tolokuma mines to the rest of the world. And the road is at Fane in the proximity of approximately 5 to 6 kilometers from the mine. So the Tolokuma mine is visible, and it will not be an expensive mine anymore. Everything that happens will be by road. So thank you so much, Prime Minister, and your government, our government, as well as through MRA. Why I ask this question is that I'm holding a live document, which is an MOU signed, revised MOU signed on the 30th of November 2007, when the then mining minister was Sepu Katemu, member for Abao. The previous MOA was signed in 1993 and or around there. In this document, this live document, a copy that I'm holding, there's a lot of very good things that will benefit the people of Golala. Unfortunately, the mine has existed from 1993 up until the time of liquidation, and now it's starting. It is a sad story to say here that the local member of the area is not aware of what is happening. I think the good governor might not be in the picture as to what is happening. We are here to represent our people. We are not in another country where the land is owned by crown or state. The land is owned by people. But by virtue of people owning the land, people must be the first people to know what is happening. And in doing so, likewise, open members, because we represent people here. We're not in Australia where the state-owned land and you just walk in, using the might of state to go and do anything and everything you want to do on people's land. So my question, Prime Minister, is, as Mr. Speaker, my question through you to the Prime Minister is this. Enough, Prime Minister can talk several of people of Golala. At what stage we are in with that mine? One. Number two question, we have tenement areas that are also within the proximity of the mine. You have Sele, Duma, Sindo, Saki, Mount Orom. All these are also high deposits areas. So we of the Golala people of the view that as soon as Tokukuma is coming to its variable states, or if the material or the gold is running out, there is a possibility of extension into these tenement areas because there are very frequent exploration activities going on without even I knowing. No courtesy call, no courtesy to me and Governor in terms of writing or roundtable. I know the Mining Act or Extractive Industries Act doesn't allow me to sit, and some of us are pushing for that, so we are also on the table. So, good Prime Minister, can you advise or inform the people of, or Speaker, can the Prime Minister inform the people of Golala, one, where the mine is now, at what stage? Number two, what are the goods, apart from developers and the state, the provincial government and the LLG, excluding DDA, hoping that DDA comes on board, what are the benefits that the people of Golala will get through benefit sharing when the mine does kick off? And two, because we have those tenement areas, it is a mining lease, ML. Is there a possibility that in the near future, this mine will be SML, Special Mining Lease Area? So those are my few questions, but like I said, we are for the mine. We want the project to go ahead. It is just that Madam Governor, she's not in the room, but I stand on our behalf. Madam Governor and me as local member need to know what is happening in our backyard. Because 3 days ago, some land officers landed in Mondo, which is close to the mine. And we received calls that the people were trying to remove them. So our advice was, let the people, the lands people, to go ahead and do what they want to do. We don't know why they're there, but they're there already, so allow them to do what they want. So that is my line of questions to you, Mr. Speaker, to the Prime Minister, because this mine is critically important to Golala people. We don't have anything. We don't even contribute to the coffers of the government. So if this mine is coming, we would want to know, but we do it properly, so we give government share of it, and our people get their share. Developers get their share and go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister, before I ask you to respond to the Honourable Member's question, I'd like to remind all members that we only have 45 minutes for question time. So when you have a question prepared to ask to a minister, and you want to give a background of those questions, make that short, get to the point of your question, and the minister whom you will respond, if you have a long detail of answering that question, prepare yourself well, and you can ask for a leave after any question time to give a long detail of answers. The short question answers that you can give to a question, you just give a short answer to a question so that we give enough time for all you members to ask questions on the floor of Parliament. The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to appreciate the question raised by Member for Guelala. Firstly, I want to also give assurance to the Member for Samarai Murwa who did ask a similar question last week. Sometimes next week when the full answer is with me, we'll take a paid advertisement so that our constituents in respective areas of our country, the provincial governments and the country knows in respect to those questions raised, especially matters relating to resource projects in our country. In respect to Tolukoma, it is a mining lease operation, and the governance framework around a mining lease operation will take its course. But whatever it is, I am quite surprised that the district and the province is not aware of the operations of the mining reopening of Tolukama. I will make it my business to make sure the mining department and MRA in the process of issuance of license or operations, the provinces concerned are fully aware. Province concerns are fully aware, and in the event of not just Tolukama but any important resource projects that is happening, all national government departments must inform the province concerns and the district concerned on what is happening. Certainly for Tolukama, I understand a mining lease was issued. The road that is now close to the mine area is partly assisted by the MRA and partly by the investor concerned. The mine was abandoned sometimes back because of the return on investment was not sufficient to cover operations because of the airlifting of personnel and every operation supported by helicopter operation out of Port Moresby. Hence, the resource was not able to be harvested sustainably in as far as making profit is concerned. But the new mining leaseholder has shown extreme resourcefulness in trying to deliver road into the mine area so that it can cut away the use of helicopter. And the last time I was flying in and out of the area, I was able to fly through to see the road being punched up into the Owen Stanley Ranges. I will inform the mining minister to get a full brief on this one. But something I want to give full assurance to the member concerned. Pango Party policy adopted by this government is that any resource project to the scale of a project that is being operated, where possible in the mining agreement, whatever national government secures, 40% is passed back to the province and to the landowners. Simply because they're in the project area precinct, they need to feel that the project is part of them and then part of the project. And certainly if it is a mining lease that will be operated, I look forward to the mine agreement, the new agreement that will govern new Tolukama going forward. There'll be a place for the district, there'll be a place for the province, there'll be a place for LLG and landowners on the table. We don't want to leave landowners and all local parties behind. But at the same time, we must also understand these mines also must be profitable for benefits to be shared all around. And whatever engagement national government does engage with the project developers, benefit we secure. About 55% of the 55%, 40% of the 55% must be and will be passed back to the landowners, just like we're doing in Pogra and all the other projects we negotiated. So certainly the Guelala DDA, the Central Province, and the landowners will not be left outside of the Tolukama, which is hope the mine is proven successful in as far as return on investment is concerned. and everyone around could benefit from a new Tolokoma. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Sinasina Yangumur.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'm grateful that the recipient of my question has made an orderly entry. So I'll welcome him with a question. The sale of the MBIL's shares in BSP Bank have been a big matter of controversy in recent times, and it still remains a controversy, Mr. Speaker. It's a very important national issue. We need to resolve it in the national interest properly, not to give hairy-fairy answers that obfuscate the real position of the questions that we are asking. So I have been saying all along, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that the Motor Vehicle Insurance Limited is a trust company. It's a trust company. The property managed by that company is owned by other people, motor vehicle owners, before and now. That includes most of us here who are driving motor vehicle. We own that trust fund. We own the money inside that fund, managed for us by our government. That is the law. That is the case. What the minister has done recently was to sell assets in that fund. And he's diverted the fund outside for government's other use, as he said in a recent press statement, to be used to rehabilitate other failing state-owned enterprises like PNG Power and PNG Water. But those funds are not to be used like that. That is the law. And what has happened is illegal. It's a crime, and we need to have answers to this question. I should have asked this question earlier last week, but I didn't because there was a key document that was missing. I didn't have it. Finally, I have it in my hand, and I'm going to tender it to this Parliament. It will prove that everything that the minister has said previously was wrong, was perhaps deliberately wrong, to hide the truth. And I will tender this document for this Parliament scrutiny so that we can have a proper, legitimate debate and come to the truth. And I will ask my questions before I seek to tender this document. This document is a deed of settlement and indemnity. It was signed on the 9th of April 2001 when a controversy arose when the government stripped the fund of all its assets, left the liabilities behind but took all the assets away, and in doing so created an insolvent company. MVIL was insolvent. The matter went to court, Mr. Speaker, and I happen to be the lawyer. I took the matter to court and we won because we proved that what happened was wrong in law. And that agreement we reached to settle the matter is documented in this deed, and I'm going to tender it. So my questions are, Mr. Speaker, I'll give the Honourable Minister a copy of my question and also table the deed after I've asked my questions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the Minister agree that, one, at all material times, the state was a trustee shareholder of MVIL, and the beneficial shareholders were the past and present motor vehicle owners? Question one. And two, the deed of settlement that I've mentioned above confirms that all the assets in MVIL currently, including up to recently the $3,700,000 51,051 shares in the Bank of South Pacific Limited were inherited by the MVIL from its predecessor entities, including an entity in those days known as the Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust, MVIT, a statutory trust. And later, all those assets were transferred to a company by the same name called Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust Limited, or MVITL, which was also another trust entity. And ultimately, or thirdly, across to PNGBC Limited in the process of the amalgamation of PNGBC and BSP Bank, transferred from MVITL to PNGBC, and then finally, all those 3,751,000 shares were transferred from PNGBC back to MVIL. Meaning that if you trace the history of those shares, it came from a trust fund, a pool of trust fund, to the MVIT, which was called MVIT, then to MVITL, then to PNGBC, and finally into MVIL, where it is now. So if you trace it properly, at all material times, Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the minister agree that those were trust properties owned by past and present motor vehicle owners? Not a free gift. They remain for the purposes of the administration of the third-party insurance scheme in Papua New Guinea administered by MVIL. Never a free gift, never a beneficial free gift, never a beneficial free gift. It remains trust property. It's documented here, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to prove it. It's a legal document sanctioned by the court.
Make your question.
I can see my questions coming home now, Mr. Speaker. Can I, Mr. Speaker, can the minister now agree that the state sale of the MVIL's shares in BSP and the diversion of the proceeds of the sale is a fraud and is illegal? Fourthly, the minister's press statement dated 16 July 2025, he said that the state intends to use the proceeds of the sale to rehabilitate other failing state-owned enterprises like PNG Power and PNG Water Limited. Does that continue to constitute a crime of stealing and misappropriation of a trust fund? Next. Can the minister now, in this chamber, before all the honorable members, undertake to freeze the proceeds of the sale until, in an escrow account, until we have fully and truthfully answered these very, very important questions? And finally, can he undertake to return the proceeds of the sale back to MVIL to be used for the benefit of the purpose for which this fund was established, and that is to compensate victims of use of motor vehicles who are injured or who have died. Considering, Mr. Deputy Speaker, at the moment, the maximum payout is 150,000 kina per victim. That is too small. You know, in the case of a paraplegia or death, the loss of to an individual or to his estate, to the children of a working parent who is about 40 years or so of working life left, and perhaps earning 100,000 kina a year amounts to the millions. But their losses is kept at 150,000 kina at the moment by operation of law, which is unjust. But we have the means to increase that ceiling to 500,000 right now if these kind of funds are returned into that pool. There are children suffering, wives suffering, husbands suffering because of the death of their spouse, their father. So we can't misappropriate these funds, Mr. Speaker. it has important ramifications to this country, and we deserve the right answers. Having asked those questions, Mr. Speaker, I now seek to tender to this Parliament, by leave of Parliament, a deed of settlement signed. It's called a deed of settlement and indemnity, signed between Rex Parkey as liquidator of MVIL, number one. Number two, Motor Vehicle Insurance Limited in liquidation itself as a party. Number three, PNGBC Limited as the recipient of those funds when it was originally transferred across to them. And finally, the Privatization Commission on behalf of the independent state of Papua New Guinea. And that deed is dated 9th of April 2001. And I am able to say all these things because my signature appears amongst the signatories as a witness, being the lawyer involved and bringing out a satisfactory outcome in that matter. I seek to leave of Parliament now, Mr. Speaker.
Is leave granted?
Yes.
I submit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I then ask the Minister for State Enterprise to respond to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to thank the honourable member for Senator Yongabur for this important series of questions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let me point out that there is no controversy in this as far as we are concerned, having considered all the laws that are applicable, and that we did our due diligence, and we were able to even withstand any scrutiny from either the Ombudsman Commission or any investigation for that matter. It's a controversy only in the words of one particular man, and it is the member himself, in his mind, due to his own misunderstanding of what happened. This is not the first time the honourable member has raised this issue. When he was the petroleum minister, he wrote to our Prime Minister in a letter dated 7th January 2022, where he raised these very questions. And we then sought the advice of the State Solicitor. That State Solicitor has found absolutely nothing wrong with the process. This question is simply based on a misunderstanding of facts by the good member himself. We have nothing to hide. For the purposes of this Parliament, and especially the good member, let me highlight to Parliament what really happened. When the last government, the government of the late Sir Macquarie, was in power, they made a decision to amalgamate New Guinea Insurance Corporation, Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust at that time, and PNGBC. And they named it the Finance Pacific Group of Companies. There were two chairmen at that time. The first one was our former Prime Minister and a good member of Yalbu Panja.
Well, Mr. We have a point of order.
It's already a diversion of the facts. There's a lie already emerging.
Honourable member, you have asked the question.
I've asked the question, but it's lying already. The point is, when the amalgamation took place, the resulting company was called PNGBC Limited, not Finance Pacific.
Allow the Minister to respond to your question. I cannot allow us to debate on the answers that is being made.
Whatever the name is, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the fact is that those companies were amalgamated. You can call them any name you want to call, Mr. Deputy Speaker. That is what happened. And the first chairman is here in Parliament. You can ask him if you want to. He's on your side. You want to get the real name. And that is the former Prime Minister of our country, followed by the former member of Manda, Rimbing Pato. So we don't know what happened. Since MVL, or Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust, was established by an Act of Parliament in 1974, our vehicle owners paid premiums. And these are matters that I'm not privy to, but at that time, when these companies were amalgamated, it was discovered that this company was insolvent. God knows what happened to all the funds. So the government then recapitalized Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust by paying a sum of 120 million kina.
The government never recapitalized. That's another line. The recapitalization came from the return of the assets that originally belonged to the IRS, of the trust.
Honorable Member, I've said this is the reply you can get from the minister. I cannot allow us to debate and drag on this question. Honorable
Mr. Deputy Speaker, the good member does not understand the meaning of recapitalization. When a company does not have the money, when an ultimate shareholder pays in the money, that's recapitalization.
Honorable Minister, before you, Honorable Member, you resume your seat. You resume your seat. Honorable Member, you resume your seat. Otherwise, I will ask the Minister not to respond to this question. You cannot threaten the chair by saying what you have said when you sit down, and that is why I've stopped the Minister to ask you to withdraw a statement you made onto the chair. Honorable Member, I will ask the Minister to continue on with the response to your question. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. If the money didn't come from the government, where did it come from? The member has not said that. It came from the government to KBC. I've seen the copy of the deed. I'm very sorry to say it, but the good member misunderstands the contents of the deed. Unfortunately, he does not understand the contents of the deed. We have looked at the deed. All it says is for allowing for the government to recapitalize by paying some 120 million kina. What else is in the deed? He should read the deed himself first before asking questions. Well, say so.
Mr. Speaker, the deed says that the assets returned came from the trust's original asset book. It's all listed in Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. What was in the original trust and then later returned. Itemized in Schedule 1 and in Schedule 2 of the deed. There can be no mistake about this clarity.
Honorable Member for Sensina Yangumul, honorable members, I'm not sitting here as a judge to listen to you as we are in the courthouse, so that you can raise point of order for me to know that the point you raised is being true and what minister have raised is being true. You have asked a question and the minister is responding to it. Whether if he lied to this house or if he lied to you, it is the public and those who have access to the right information will judge whether this is true or not. I'm sitting here to facilitate the question you've asked, then ask the minister to respond. So please, let's allow the minister to respond to every question we have. If I would entertain every point of order to justify everything a minister can respond, we will take this as a courthouse to reason who is right and who is wrong. Therefore, let the chair rule what it is. You have asked a question, allow the minister to respond to your question.
That's your response to my point of order. Means that Parliament has no responsibility for screening the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Honorable Member, I understand what you have raised. Get me clear on what I respond to. The minister is responding to your question. You raised a point, whether it be right or it be wrong. You have already given, granted leave and you have presented something to the House. It's something that we can look into. I cannot spend time here to hear you as court and rule whether that is right or wrong.
I object to you continuously referring to that court. I
Oh.
used to be a lawyer, but I'm entirely...
I understand you are a lawyer. I cannot treat this as we are in the courthouse. I'm making the decision as a chairman. Honorable Member, I will ask you to resume your seat. Otherwise, I will rule this question out of order. I give you this time. Minister, you respond to the question.
Thank you. Assets of a company mean two things. Things like vehicles, buildings, all the others, including cash. And as I mentioned, this honorable House, I have a duty to be honest and frank in this House. Assets of MBL include two things, cash and all the other things like buildings, vehicles, tools of trade. At the time, in terms of cash, there was absolutely nothing. And as I said earlier, a cash injection, how you call it, it does not matter. A cash injection of 120 million was paid by the government to KCH at the time. MVL had no money. It went into liquidation, as is correctly pointed out by the good member himself. So it was only a company with buildings and everything else, nothing to show for, including the premiums paid by the motor vehicles owners since 1974. We're trying to look at history, whatever happened there. Happened before our time. So at the time, the state through KCH made that capital injection and needed that money. And it's captured in that deed. It depends on his interpretation as well as interpretation of ourselves, including our state solicitor. The good member wants to create a controversy, that is his problem. But all the issues that the good member has pointed out are answered in one thing, but one piece of legislation, and that is the Motor Vehicles Insurance or Motor Vehicles Third-Party Insurance Amendment Act 2000, Amendment number 50 of 2000. That was enacted by Parliament on the 5th of December. It captures and it deals with all the questions that the good member has asked. So I would strongly urge him to look at that amendment and he will be satisfied. Mr. Deputy Speaker, all the issues including whether the assets were dissipated, mismanaged or lost, whatever it is, were captured adequately by Parliament in its wisdom in that Amendment Act on the 5th of December 2000. All we need to do is to look at that amendment and then we'll see the story for ourselves. And to finally conclude, so all the answers to the questions the good members raised are captured by that very simple act amendment. All the controversies, whatever, are negated by that amendment. Finally, I have to emphasize this. The good member has not informed this Parliament. How is it that MVL paid for those shares? Did MVL pay for those shares? No. They were gifted by the Macquarie government. Absolutely. It was never paid for by MVL because when BSP and PNGBC were amalgamated, under the amalgamation, it was agreed that the state would end up having 30% of the new bank.
Honourable Minister, I'll interject. I'll get a point of order.
I'd like to raise a point of order. For so long as we lie, I will continue to raise a point of order in the people's interest. When you incorporate a company, you don't need to capitalize it instantly. You can have a token shareholding, token shares issued. And after that is the question, who contributed the capital? The state never did. That's the point. All the capital, operating capital, came from insurance premiums contributed by motor vehicle owners. The state, I want the minister to produce proof of the actual money paid by the state.
Honourable Member for Sinas, in all respect to your point of order, as I wrote earlier, I think you are putting a debate on this point of order, on this question, and I cannot allow for on the chair.
So when can I raise a point of order, Mr. Speaker?
There is a point of order that you can raise, which it can be corrected, but for you to make a long statement and debate over, the chair will not entertain for that.
What if they are lying?
Honourable member, you resume your seat. The Speaker made a ruling. I made a ruling that this question, the question the Minister have raised, the Honourable Member have raised has been in written. It's been given to the Minister. I've seen that this question have dragged on for long and we already have a few minutes left. I ruled that the Minister, you will respond to the member in writing in the questions that has been given. I'll ask for a new question. Honourable Governor for Madang.
Mr. Thank you, Mr. Number 2 Speaker. Before let me ask him a question, or ask him, Chair, by extending time, because people are looking more some, you drag on one question long time. Na plenty all member of Parliament only like making people belong all. Only no time to ask him this loud question, but also me ask him to extend in time. Narapla 20 or 30 minutes, Mr. Number
Honorable
Two Speaker.
Member, the question is that the question time be extended for 20 minutes. Those who agree, please stand. Honorable members, you may see that the question time has been extended for 20 minutes. Absolute majority.
Honorable Governor Blumedang.
Thank you, Mr. Number One Speaker. Yes, number two, give him talk right. So me no arem good. Amas minute them give him, because me ask him lo 30 minutes.
Honorable Governor, I'm standing order. I talk 20 minutes. So you mean like extending time, question time by 20 minutes. So maybe I'm standing order. Thank you.
You're right, Mr. Speaker. Make it simple. All right. Asikim blomi inoka toksawe igalo Minister of Treasury. Tasol me no looking Minister of Treasury is down inside. So me salin this la asking igalo Prime Minister. All right. Asking blomi number one amigo longa. Ramu Agri Industry Limited. Mr. Speaker, Ramu Suga sindaon lumadang ground lumadang province long time. Producing sugar na sample mi drink amama sample simsik lo sugar. Istab yet Ramu Agri Industry, Ramu Suga istab yet Ramu Agri Industry kam sindaon na planning oil palm. Naigat Ramu beef tu istab, Ramu oil palm istab na Ramu Suga lo ground lo madang. Mr. Speaker, last year me writing one lepas go long Commissioner General of IRC. Me ask him why takis belong Ramu Industry only by me go lo Marobe province. Time sugar, one time oil palm, na Ramu beef istap antab lo ground lo madang. Marang yun kasi mo amlam kaya bun istap. Look at good bla beki mi kam. Also kaya mo amla tax regime ya im stop. Also sales office o address blow office blow amla industry stop lo wamla province. Desla province babaim takis. Me raising this la question one them trasra ino bekim. I'm talking about 10 lo desla. What am can madness em desla? What am can tax regime me blow lim na desla country where papa blow ground ino kisim kai bun stop na narap la province kai kisim tax. Desla ba apply lo Eastern Islands to aram good sabla province. You blow. Grow him, lusim ground beli lo grow him all. Product beli tablo ground na narap la province kisim tax takis longan. Barang kaya pun. Ask him lumi emosam. This madness one time by me fixing. Nokat ba mi kati mo alga sugar na ulpa one time na iplaksim takis na melukin. Pablo ground kaya bun stop na iple drink sugar na pilim sweet stuff ah. Abla kati mo sugar. Oil palm one time. Start in this land. PEC belum isinon finish, bami blago lo court. Lo reclaiming blessing lo madang. One time country too, no can say nothing. Check in province blibla too. District blibla. So ask him more Sam. Ina people straight him, Prime Minister, sorry, true lo you speaker. Straight him rob lo tagis now. Papa lo ground, usaroli planim sugar longamo, planim oil palm, planim coffee, planim cacao, mas kisim tagis longan. Provincial government kisim straight. This is daylight robbery. Marang non absunon nakagay bunyet na stop. You will kisim back. Papa New Guinea, kisim back marang now. You will walk him now, 50 years now. 50 years no independence. That's number one question. Administrative desla onokat. Me asking mo semarang mas kisimbregen takis. Number 1 question. Number 2 question. Ego lo Ramu Nicol. Dia ba tok lo Ramu Nicol yet. Desla week lo tunde. Commissioner General Blair Sigan. Em yauti mo ambla talk. Come up la media ibla lukim. Nitok thank you lo member lo wabe me asking this la question. Kan road or big bla or multi-million na billion company. You come inside lo extractive industry or brown industry or blue industry or kan color industry. Only work lo robim mi plus stop. Want them kan no tax regimes, kan no structure belong accounting, blow law now loopholes stop. What are all schemes or scams? Now look, continue look in tax holiday. Ramon Nicol sit down and need law development agreement or talk tax holiday for 10 years. In fact, you look in this IRC report. 20 years. Not the 10 years come away. Tax holiday for 20 years. I'm not the midness can. When I'm responsible government by passing away and look at this last stop. Tamil people blame kake boom stop. Me are remolse mine extension back come up. Me sanap lo making people belong. Usuno bundi kurumu kari lenonas. One thing people marang me to no got mine extension or expansion. Until nupla deal bantlakship. There is going to be no extension of mine until we get a good deal. Now let us not talk IRC. Commissioner General, me 1 million straight, Mr. Number 1 Speaker. I'm talking about some road blow like isim narap la tax holiday ken. Ramuni kolino nupla. Time nupla time nipla la antai sim na grisim. Me talk thank you lo late say Michael Thomas Sumare. Thingi nipla lo des la time country bagarap na need investment. Na kisime mi kam lo des la time. Now this la government was responsible government by me fix him. Na Ramuni kolino nupla company am down name left narap la tax holiday lo mine expansion. No got and stop please. We don't have enticing him to stop yet. I'm willing to spend him. Now I'm buying tax credit.
Number 2 ask him.
So, number 2 ask him also. Prime Minister, through you, Speaker, Bible appoint him. Enough people appoint him one state negotiation team now. People from Madang must have been on the state negotiation team. Now we're working talk law extension. Me ready to stop the state negotiation team. I'm up in state negotiation team now. Me look him. Kumul Mineral Holding Limited. All start to negotiate lo bakset. Minister of Mining no stop lo ya. Take note. MRA, MRDC. Without knowledge of the provincial government, na people of Madang even negotiate lo one something. Come lo place na talk. Papa lo ground no na stop. Popla major claim lo Ramu Nicol. Lo kurumu kari yo laram talk stop. All talk by no na come up. Come up in state negotiation. Enough people come up in state negotiation team lo tomorrow lo expansion lo mine. Na putin people no marang Provincial lo desla. No can go back to people na working on negotiation. Nothing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm asking companies also.
Ask him to finish.
I'm finished now. You ask him also, so I'm finished. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to place on record my appreciation for the question raised by Governor for Medang. Pass them through, and we all get a right to ask him question in as far as matters pertaining to his province is concerned. So I want to register my full appreciation for a question that is raised. Also acknowledge our children sitting up at the public gallery. And I do sincerely appreciate if some of the noises we make downstairs does disturb and rattle the ears, but this is what we are faced with as leaders. We also look into issues of past and try to make correction going forward so that your future is secured in the work we do. Matters like Ramu Nicol, matters like Ramu Sugar, or matters like the MVIL conversation that was raised earlier in the question earlier, issues and legacies that we're trying to clean up today as we move forward into the future. I want to assure the good governor for his series of questions. Any way, form, and shape to get better for our people is the reason why I exist as your Prime Minister today and this government exists. I want it to be absolutely clear, no shade of doubt. And my record on POGRA is a testimony to what this government is resolved to do. In POGRA, Mr. Speaker, we were earning just 5%. The proper grants were earning 5%. The provincial government, 2.5% rather. But that was the SML1 agreement we were stuck with. In fact, in 1988, when the then Pango government signed the POGRA, we had 30% stake in the mine. But when our country hit a severe financial crisis in late 1990s, and I can't blame them, at the backdrop of the severe El Nino in 1997, at the backdrop of global financial crisis, the government then had to make some adjustments. Some of the structural adjustments made, including the offload on our powerful PNGBC that was subsumed by a junior banker and now standing big in BSP, and the conversation on MVIL, the conversation removing then our 30% stake in POGRA. Origin Mineral then had POGRA. Origin Mineral was subsumed, and I may be wrong, there are others who are more qualified who have been in and around those spaces as lawyers and accountants and people in the 80s and 90s. The generation before me who had a hand in many of these misconstructs that we're trying to rectify. I clearly understood how we lost our majority say in POGRA, the 25% say in POGRA that Oregon held. And so POGRA was reduced just to 5% that we held, and this government made correction. But our correction was only able to be made when the lease period expired, Mr. Speaker. There's a reference point to Ramu Nickel. There's a reference point to the Ramu Agro. Mr. Speaker, let it be known to us, we are a country that respects agreements. We must not be seen to break agreement right in the center or right through the life of that agreement. Something that our country, even to my own dismay, I give you another example. I am the first one to admit I'm not happy in Ramu Nickel project agreement or Lear mine project agreement. But as your Prime Minister, my hand is handicapped with the agreements that we already have in place. That is legitimate agreement signed by a legitimate government back then. It runs its course. And for Lear, God bless whoever is in government when the lease expires. I want that government to get it right for our people. But any moment, if the covenant is to be reviewed by agreement by both parties, example, in this instance, there's a proposal emerging. There's a proposal emerging for the Ramu Nickel, and government has been pushing the downstream processing element. There's a proposal emerging that the project agreement can be varied to increase the scope of the project. I want to give assurance to Governor of Madang and the people of Madang. When we sit on the review table, then the people of Madang, through the governor's office, and the local members will be invited to contribute their views into a better benefits sharing agreement that is the entitlement and is the right work for our country. But having said this, in between those agreements and today, the Internal Revenue Commission has the right, in as far as the duty is concerned, to check so that any and every revenue that needs to be collected must be collected. And I cannot stop them from doing their job. That is their right, whether it's checking Lean, or checking Ramu Nickel, or checking POGRA or Teri, or any resource for the matter, including Ramu Sugar or Ramu Agro. I want to say that we are a country that is governed by rules and regulations and agreements. We honor agreements, but if the IRC feels that some element of internal revenue collection that needs to be collected, then they will do their job unimpeded. I want to point to the first question you raised on Ramu Sugar or Ramu Agro. There are different streams of revenue. The streams of revenue that most provincial governments are entitled to is the goods and services tax. The goods and services tax. Today, for instance, some other provincial government will complain that while LNG is hosted elsewhere, or the harvest from LNG is hosted elsewhere, or harvest from gold projects hosted elsewhere, some companies operate in Port Moresby as our nation's capital. the payment in terms of the tax payment for GST, but everyday payment, swiping cards or check writing for goods procurement happens out of Port Moresby or Ley, then those are collected there. It's a matter of public policy readjustments that can be made, and I want to give assurance to the Governor that it is not out of reach. Part of the 50th reset, how do we ensure that provinces in which resource projects are hosted, whether it's agro, forestry, fisheries, or mining, oil and gas, you have a right to have that fire in you that it is harvested from area. How do we have an equitable? Our constitutional goal number 2 says equitable benefit sharing. How do we have an equitable benefit sharing? These are things that we can look into. Governor, I look forward to your participation in our government caucus. I look forward to your participation in public discourse. You are a very esteemed legal mind yourself. You are the first person in 2019 to brought me into Pangu Party. You were there when I signed to become Pangu Party leader. And I want to ask you, let's look into the policy construct. Let's look into a legal construct that gives respect to you as the host of those resource projects. So other benefit sharing, if it is not GST, then how can other benefit sharing recompense or address the need for resource area people and province, district, and LLG to be embraced? And so good question, Mr. Speaker. And this, at this present stage, in my view, involves going further from a public policy into legal readjustments that we can make to make sure everyone has an equitable place on the table. Thank you.
Me looking plan the old member is enough, but me look sabe lo sambla old member well, you know, sabe make him talk, so me give him opportunity long, lah. Ask him. So me ask him, member of Maprik.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for recognizing the people of Maprik and giving me the opportunity to ask you my question. My question, without notice, is directed to the Minister for Health, and it pertains to the incomplete Maprik District Hospital. Mr. Speaker, this important project was funded through the Department of Health in 2016 for an estimated cost of 8 million. However, due to many delays, the cost was revised to 12 million. From available reports, it appears that the contractor has some outstanding payments that we must pay to enable the contractor to complete the project. So, Mr. Speaker, this district hospital will serve the 8,000 plus population of Maprik district, a population that is rapidly increasing each year due to the increased economic activities in the region, and will also serve other neighboring districts within the Central Pacific region. The only health center in Maprik is always congested and is not able to fully cater for the increasing population. This situation is seriously affecting many women and children, and the need to have this essential service installed is very critical. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, my questions to the good Minister for Health are as follows. Can the Department of Health field a review mission to review, evaluate, and value the abandoned project? And if so, when? My second question, when can the Department of Health settle the contractor if there are any outstanding fees? And my third and last question, when can we expect the contractor to commence work? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister of Health.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to thank the member from Maprik for this very, very important question. The first one is the district hospital at Maprik has been delayed since 2016. I agree with the background. The contract was awarded to a J4J company back in 2016, and that contract was supposed to complete within 18 months. And the contract, as of today, 2025 September, it's 65% complete. There was 8.1 million kina appropriate for that particular contract. To date, only 55,000 kina is now available in their accounts, and that is monitored, administered by the Department of Health, and I'd like to acknowledge the support given to the particular project by the East Provincial Administration Governor and the team and the East PHA. Yes, it's a concern. About 9 years now, the project remains incomplete for about 65%. Department of Health is gravely an important concern for us. I will send the team, the Department of Health. I've got a letter from the CEO for East PHA. I acknowledge the report also from the member. I've instructed the team from the Department of Health to the compliance facilities branch team to revisit, to travel to East Maprik especially, to look at that particular infrastructure and give a full report on what needs to be done. I am aware that there was a 10 million kina allocated last year to this particular project by the government from the Department of Health request. That funding was not released last year, as many other funding coming from the Department of Health. But it's an important project by our government, and we'll make sure that this project will recommence very, very soon. The team of the Department of Health will be revisiting this particular project next, as per my instruction to that. That's my first point to the first question. We will make sure that our team will do a complete review of this project and give us where we are. So whether we follow up with the funding outstanding that was supposed to be released last year or not, we'll capture this project in the next budget. That's happening at the moment. While answering this question, I like talk clear also National Department of Health. One support long ADB, DFED, Naigat online long World Bank now come on board to support him National Health Infrastructure Plan. National Health Infrastructure Plan that is now before the NEC to give an approval. This is an important arrangement on what we want to do, coordinated properly, capturing all the LLGs, districts and provinces of the country, 2025 to 2035 program or plan. So you will get by looks at also tiga tol plan one all infrastructure stabilization plan, and that's going to NEC. That will be approved very soon. Like it will be coordinated by the Department of Health going forward. But I want to say that this is an important area that we will work on. We have now established a project management team unit in the Department of Health. I see that we need to improve on this. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say also one thing that Milukim FBO or the final budget outcome presented by Treasurer Law this year, indicating also only 52 or 53% of the funding allocated to the Department of Health. PHS were used up last year. This line of Kubla Tumas, and on the reason why this line come up, you look also all the projects, 1 million kina projects by the PHS who come to the Department of Health. They have a special procurement committee. All the projects, all the PHS are bringing back to the Department of Health long all anything to do with the infrastructure programs. So me like asking also all the districts please sign him SLA service level agreement on the all PHS Libla. So all your infrastructures to do with the health must be undertaken at the district level using your district procurement committees or provincial procurement committee, not having to bring all those projects come to the Department of Health. That takes up 1 to 6 months for one particular project at a cost of only 1 million kina, and that's been a major part of the delay last year. But coming back to Maverick, it's a concern. It's an important project by the department. We'll make sure we work with you to complete this project as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Tubla 10 minutes. Display extended time. You may ask him and finish. Now, you may go along. Grievance debate now. Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Lord Luke Saulomilo, starting this grievance debate. I'll use this grievance debate to just make a few remarks. Me like pass them through, this is mouse long, family bloomy, people, party, talks out long, talk thank you, you, Mr. Speaker. I mean, a grievance one time you, I mean, talk thank you, you. Aste, you may send up, witness him, looks how long, Lapun Grand Chief, Great Grand Chief say Michael Somare, long statue blogani mi unveiling master. Me like to thank you, you, Mr. Speaker. This place, past time through, it's been designated for our national unity pillar. By the time you come as Speaker, you've been consoling me, me plus some play thinking, you may move on to national unity pillar. You talk one and face for unity pillar more, you play like him. Somare national unity pillar, yeah. So you may put him this block, Senate plus Somare in front of Parliament. Me like to Speaker, if ask them, if like me to clear, taking this time where country tune in long TV na uplink the Honorable Job Hamat member of Lomanus in your wisdom. Yet give me put him display sinan in Facebook somare. Me amamas lo explanation you work him. After me sinan him bronze statue. You know face that's all. Big full life-size body belong power block country. And me stand right in front long Parliament. Me talk thank you you leadership you. Honorable Johnson Wapunai and me assistant speaker this time and me kiss him talk to you. Want them clerk of Parliament. All assistant speakers for the last 6 years. This law work he get up. We ramp him up in the last 2 years. We like to thank you to the government, people of Indonesia. Only give him looks away and only assist. On the big life sculpture belong power of the country and enough. This plan also master lo talk to me talk. Statue and physically send up long face belong Parliament. But this plan send up long somare, thinking blo somare, work blo somare, na bell na passing blogan must stop inside the level blo you may all get a latest block country. Somare, in my view, amplified our national union. He never put civic first, he put the country first. He never put Murik first, and Karau he put the country first. I want to say thank you to the people of Isipik. Today I wear a necktie belong to the province. The people of Isipik unfailingly since 1968 have given this great sana to the country, and he unified the country. His hand in holding our country together is second to none, Mr. Speaker. I quote Semoyave on the 13th of June this year on the 57th occasion of Pangu Party. Semoyave said a fundamental punchline. He said, in Somare, everyone could find a place on his table. That's why amongst many who could also emerge in the early 70s, many Papua New Guineans from all of our country choose to rally and gravitate behind the sana of the Murik Lakes and to make him the leading voice and advocate for our country's independence. I want to ask all of us, Mr. Speaker, I join you as we placed the statue in front of a parliament as a national monument to cause all of us to come together. Children could come and educate themselves for the importance of national unity, where members of parliament can go and seek inspiration on the ideals of where we came from and to where we are today, but more importantly, where we must go so that our children all could have a better life in the future. This must resonate deep in the DNA of every member of parliament who come today and after us, because Somare taught us clearly what it's all about. I want to reflect on a few moments I had with him. There was a moment in May of 2007, if I'm not wrong, where he came into Tari unannounced for my election, my nomination, my campaign, unannounced. We were to have received him the day before, but weather blocked him off, and I thought he would not come into Tari. I was an ordinary candidate back then. Privileged to have the Honorable Simon Kawi here. He was President of NA back then. The Honorable Simon Kawi accompanied Somare with only 3 in the helicopter, 3 others in the helicopter, descended in Tari. No security, no protocol, no additional policemen. Walked from Tari Airport to my then Senti district office. Today we have a modern district office, but then Senti district office. 1 kilometer up, sat there, wait for me 1 hour before I arrived from my village. He was kind enough to sit me down, tell me, candidate, don't worry about the protocols. We're here to do some campaigning and we are out of place in the next 2 or 3 hours. Something he taught me powerfully in that illustration was humility, able to relate to others and not put himself higher. Here was the father of the country, sitting in my district's then small Senti office for 1 hour waiting for me. When I arrived, feeling embarrassed, feeling that, oh, how comes he's here? And he just shoot me down. Sinani misi, give him belly seat of beginning of January, become the campaign, time the campaign. After I got elected, a few weeks later, we descended into the Kokopo for the NA-led camp then. In Warango, he made a fundamental first statement I had from him. Pekinese, you come now, planti sawe manista. Before the 75, no got doctor, no got lawyer, no got accountant, no got degree man. Me play broken bus, but think lo whole country tasol me la broken bus. Political independent, me play kissim. Economic independent, me play no kissim yet. Deliver economic independent. We rallied behind him, big project. The late Anderson Agiru, myself and others gravitated, Minister Duma included, worked towards PNG LNG, part of the step towards getting economic independence for our country. He was a giant of a man. I want to place on record my own thank you. When I resigned from the then O'Neill government, he walked to Laguna, sat with me 3 hours. We talked. When I became Pangu Party leader, himself, Sir Rabi, Sir Peter Luce, came and visited me and thanked me for joining Pangu Party. In Morobe, when we went for a first national convention after I became Prime Minister, the 3 patriarchs of Pangu came and embraced the new Pangu Party into government. I was given the unfortunate task of being told by himself 11 days before he passed, in his own house in Morocco, that he was now diagnosed with advanced pancreatic cancer in terminal stage, stage 4. He was in palliative care. And his stable state were inocupla. He broke the news to me himself. I was not able to tell the country. He lived on. 11 days later, he passed. I was given the honor, the greatest honor of my life, to take the body back, because he had told me earlier that Isipik he must go in his final rest. He took his body back to Isipik. Mr. Speaker, when he took his body back to Isipik, some of us were in deep emotion, because we thought he'll lay here. I just want to thank you for your wisdom in giving honor to the father of our country, for ensuring that he has a forever place in the seat of our national democracy, to make sure he forever speaks to all of us, just to do the right thing, follow the law to the best ability, and make sure our people come first all the time. May Somare forever speak to us. And as all of us face our 50th, I want to appeal to all of us in the innermost. We're all human beings. May mistakes not be deliberate. May wrongs not be deliberate, rather. If you make a wrong, it's not deliberate, we can understand. But committing deliberate wrong cannot be forgiven. Somare, in the sunset of his life, many of us said many things to him. Again, I was there with him in 2011. I saw in him a heart of forgiveness. He said, young ones, let it go. Unite the country. Go to the 2012 elections. His government was taken from him, but he said, let it go. He taught us that time that let it go. Parliament speaks. Go to the elections. In 1980, when 5 years after he delivered independence with his leaders, he could have fought. Why VONC? But he allowed VONC to happen. He allowed transaction of leadership to take place. Since 1980 to 2002, when he took back office, There were 10 times government changed. He was right there all the way through until he took back office in 2002, and we set the nation towards a cusp of economic regrowth that we have today. And I want to tell all members of parliament, let's see him as a beacon of inspiration, a directional pointer on where our country should go. And as we all work, we'll honor the legacy of the man in the work we do for our country. Let us corral ourselves, lay aside our differences. Opposition, you have all the right to speak on policy matters. Speak. Government side, you have all the right to speak on policy matters and questions banning. But all for the construct of our country. Our country must be placed on the right road. I give you all my fullest commitment. We will tidy next year. We have a fair election process in 27. If Pango wins again, I don't want to win at the backdrop of allegations. But it must be fair on everyone. Opposition campaign fair, all of us campaign fair. And people will decide on who should be in government. That has been Somalia's way. It's always respected people's call at the election. And he has started this path of our country's birth, worked his part, is now resting his part. He now stands right in the face of Parliament, pointing all of us to the national consensus of unity, equality, prosperity for all, leaving no one, no place behind. Thank you, the Honourable Job Hamad, for the role you played and you respected him.
Honourable Governor of Loy Civic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me too, give him talk, Hamama screw him to talk lo Prime Minister, lo good talk me. Congratulating you, want them, Honourable Wapunai, good walk him. Me too, hedim this talk, Hamamas. Number two, talk sorry long old member we plenty binigat ask him. Now you may not get opportunity to ask him because all sitting and me short to mas na. Me talk sorry na. Me been got one plus ask him. Me frame him also grievance so that at least all ministers he can hurry. Na me talk hama mas too also Prime Minister you wear him flag belong civic long necktie below you. Thank you. Now this last game me shoot him strategy go think people belong civic him. Now when me put him long heavy belong you, soldier below you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, last year we been talk planting long all functional grants. I good plan so me got 10 minutes so me can explain him. Time all province sim functional grants, Mr. Speaker, NEFCs I work him out. Functional grants I go some long leave first long teacher, I go long local level governments, long work long all. I go through me plus I sim also one plan only call him primary production grant where me supporting work long agriculture. Me play got two, always I give him also administrative grants and me go long work long all provincial administration. And I go long supporting work long all DDA where all staff long all staff inside the district administration. Is I got two sample halivim where there's the function grants I go long supporting village court. And I come now all get the provinces are kissing this plan. So this plan grievance for me, because the Prime Minister in staff, but all minister can inform him behind Deputy Prime Minister and staff. Last year, me been raising issue long all functional grants were outstanding. Long ECP tasol long all get the province. Now I got some grants too where I go long all PHA law all by Ronimol work long all. Now plenty been outstanding. Now government been paying long last year. Now time been raising long budget debate long November last year. Prime Minister even give him talk commitment long him. Now talk promise where me talk. Government by tidy him up now all by pay him out all get a display outstanding. Belong ECP tasol belong all get a province. Now time me been asking this la same asking me been follow up long last sitting where ECP provincial government been receiving funding. Now all get a province to me so we only been kissing since March last year, Mr. Speaker. Time me been asking Despla, ask him long, I think long treasurer. Despla, immediately after, I think 1 week after, me talk, thank you, Finance Department, they remitting 1.8 million this year. It come lo ECP. Now, if you recall, Mr. Speaker, time only been announcing budget long. Last year, only talk ECP, only put him lo headline talk ECP by 360 million. Cash component belong mipla by kisim 70 million. That's all. The rest, payable workman, mostly payable teachers. All teachers lo isipik only section close to 120 million and pay blow also. But also reflecting inside lo budget lo isipik. Same one the budget lo the province. So time government is call him nabab lo budget na talk. Des la province kisim olsem, des la province kisim olsem. Emi no cash mi plus kisim. Cash component lo isipik lo this year. And by around 67 million cash component. Where money where finance department by remitting directly go along ECB provincial government. Now this plan by karamapim all get a 6 pla district blomipla. Now by karamapim 28 pla local level government blomipla. Emi stop inside lo deslamon. Inside long M2. He got teachers leave face stop. Mr. Speaker, me talk now because last year me plan no kisim teachers leave face. You know me platasol all get a province all no kisim. There's la teachers leave face so. We were not able to send our teachers on holiday. Particularly all teachers were come to Narbla province na teach lo province lo mibla. Desala emi outstanding yet enough now. Orat blomi em olsem. Na mi bin like asking this la question na. Mi like him prime minister by take note long em. I want them treasurer na finance minister. Wari blomi em olsem. Mi play come lo finish lo display year now. Next session mi play sit down and bago lo budget. Now suppose mi play no kisim, especially for me, the leave phase, Mr. Speaker. And there is also an education function grant where MIPLA use him to support him or sumatin MIPLA stop law, tertiary institutions, Mr. Speaker. Now, because ECPIC has done really well, and ECPIC now has 3 high schools that are in the top 10 in the country, plenty more, picking ECPIC will go on all tertiary institutions now. And we are having to support them, the school fee blown, and it's a burden for us. Time government is asking me to make him work, only asking me to improve him health, only asking me to improve him, only asking me to improve him education, now only asking me to improve him economy. Me play focus on this law something. Now when it actually improves, you need the budget that is approved in this house to be transferred. So as I stand before you here, Mr. Speaker, ECPIC has 59 million outstanding for this year, where function grants have not been received. We have 34 million outstanding from last year, plus a 10 million kina infrastructure grant from last year. So total outstanding, where government oi MIPLA now, am 103 million, Mr. Speaker. Now me worry because MIPLA by Sinan on next sitting, I'm going to budget now, na suppose finance na treasury, making work blown, na MIPLA, seems la money. We won't be able to continue to function and operate, Mr. Speaker. Now, PM made a commitment that the government would tidy up all of these outstandings, not just to ECP, but to all the other provinces as well. Now, for us in ECP, we are in a unique situation because, Mr. Speaker, we had to spend our own money to divert a creek to extend the runway. That's why no work, Plumipla. We signed an MOA with the National Airports Corporation. National Airports Corporation of Yupla must make it because underneath the loan requirements, they cannot do it. Now we have to relocate the creek. Mipla Brooklyn Banis CIS. We are now into the CIS Borom. Mipla relocating creek, but we've run out of money because our application for the funding, NAC talking Mipla, Yupla apply Naksimsla money. We cannot do it. The funding, when it went to planning, and I wrote a letter to the good minister for planning, the funding was then given to NAC. We were asked to do the job. This is a national government role, not ours. Same time, CIS relocation, national government function. National government is not working, and the provincial government is supposed to do it. The Turubu Road is now cut off because we had to relocate the creek to extend the runway. Again, national government responsibility, Mr. Speaker. We are building a police barracks. National government responsibility. Responsibility of ECB provincial government. So, Mr. Speaker, these all functional grants here, we're only promising MIPLA. They have to pay us because we are unable to keep our local level governments have not operated for the last 6 months. Because money we step inside the budget, we're supposed to go all inoka. We've been asking whether government got cash flow problem. Treasury talk no, there is no cash flow problem. Yet, as I stand before you, the people of ECP are owed 103 million from last year, now outstanding this year. Suppose me go and check him PHA is owed 21 million. ECP provincial government, he give him 3 million, where me talk thank you long all. members from me sit down inside the house. Me play give him 3 million ken law by Marasin law, treating people below ICP. So, Mr. Speaker, grievance below me and also. Time you me like working this law budget. Now also me talk, I'm a mass below me and also Prime Minister and we wear him necktie, we saw him. I me got thinking law people belong ICP. Now suppose this thinking is strong, me hope also, Mr. Speaker. I can talk long finance minister belong em, can talk long treasurer belong em. Now I can talk long also don't narbla minister we hold him some money we need lock come of people. And we can talk some long now only can think in people belong ICP because next time hang up him neck belong em. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Milugim samla me bami iblabay talk by me wadok system neglect to solve. Me to like at one blow moist the solo flow so me ask him Governor Lomanus, you can make him talk play.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Lord. You look savvy on me because it's a midlata so na time you speaker. You know, that man can saksim talk to midlam by mitaso. But plenty time, some of the time also look savvy on me. But thank you, through. Speaker, mixim time, Lord. Thank him, you too, na online go pass law. Prepare me meal of 50th anniversary blay me. Me looking plan the good plow come up, na by continue come up. Some that talk me by me talk law. Me believe I'm got nervous sitting before independence celebration by me. But today me let touch some grievance debate from me. And me believe grievance debate from me by issue team you think team blay too, Mr. Speaker. Inside law Pobla province where government blame me been alright team law work him. Pobla port. And one blah by go Western province, was it Kikori, Isapos Logolahap, Isipik, Wesipik, Namanus. Me aware because Isipik can be for last election and maybe in Sabe also maybe got a groundbreaking ceremony belong and been come up. Plomanu sem online lo transport I walk mall kita walk long all finish. Feasibility study been done. Online we go pass lo walking feasibility study also by cost him almost 500 million kina. Lo walking bridge Plomanus lo place all call him dauke. And display him thinking Plomanus like go inside lo walk lo peace. He come up today, he knock at one blood noise, Minister of Transport supposed to stop. Now secretary display, please you play he walk him display all work play blah. You know got point of work in feasibility study and then you may not go on. And inside lo display. Me like to sabe true also ma think team lo album work long okay. And one time about 2 years ago in this national government he decided to give 100 million kina blow work blow fees. Now, the Burgim go to Tubla province. 770 million, igolo medeng, by golo SZ lo medeng, lo work lo fish, and 30 million igolo manus. And display by halvim two, display work lo berries. And the 30 million only. So I put him stuff inside the trust account, blow fisheries. And then all officers from me beginning blow ya only go fisheries because me black need to work him this blow work. Fisheries talk sorry, no got money stuff the trust account. Treasury example is not treasury, no stuff here. Talk ya ituro no got all work blame all can I go come. At the end of the day, he come up tete money ya no got more. Melukin minister saman si gopinis. Meto minister minidim sambla money lo display work. Minister talk next week that's all. Next week come up hamas plamun now. Meno sabi ating talk pisin blong all tolay but all tolay mistap lo place lo long la time all. Talk pisin blong all good plan. Display talk pisin I come up tete. But me understand him. Minister maybe I me pay him some issues he pass him lo work lo money. Mi plan like work hard, lo work lo fees plum mi plan now. Transporting on Abhalivim. Pisarisi sutim nos plum mi plan yeti come up today. Na gaman blame me stop look that's all. Now the soli mi harimol samla members blame me really vocal about province plongol. Now when we province plongol maskisim. Me like talk sabi lo straight them ground lo mi play like 2,100 square kilometers that's all. That's all me talk to lo Solowara and 278,000 square kilometers, making us one of the biggest province in the country. Speaker, you yet you sabi, you yet you got a record for this plan, me too me got. Work for peace for country. And it is simply big plan money. And suppose me burukim this plan, money go inside lo one block province inside lo Solwara blame me same. Manu is giving big plan more than any other province. That's all come back long em. You mean as I see one blamon? Me thinking lo me must put him some money or NFA directly must come lo me place internal revenue. If behind him catch his tablo province play. Or number two, province must work him taxes. It takes him all piece we only collect him inside all this plus Solwara. Now you must get money out of the valuable piece play me too, because you got right to taxes too. You may talk law reforms law side law ground. Now me mas law harim also this plagaman if there is a one block good plus something where this plagaman you work him. Law makes or resource owners play me or resources play me, country play me, it's in big money more than ever before. In terms of oil play me, take play me. In terms of gas play me, in terms of minerals play me. That's only go to Solowara, you may not work in plan this yet. Prime Minister before term play me finish 2027 election come up. He must got some like clear direction of side of Solowara too. Tete you more talk lo you may like him by Medeng. You put him something also 10 black canaries lo have. So that by helping me work for fees. Me support him this black thing too. Me too like him this black working must come up. But also me all get that. You me talk local meeting, me no got problem lo meeting. Problem lo me also. Now you will not tax me blow line blow fees yet. Also war blow me bla. But you can peace nothing also man blow meeting now to get labor ikisim na blow one meeting in napsim. Now blow one meeting by exim, na manus is supply nothing. You must treat him all get a display past him. Behind you me talk, lo working all display something. Suppose no got ino fair lo me. Because if like at ground, me no got ground, blow me solwara. Now you sim solwara, now whenever I stop, and then you asking me, lo help him develop him manus and help him develop him country. Now me no working blow me because you sim resource blow me. Me like him, me seriously look. Na time me send him more laws, you must make sure all this plus something must come up. Minister of Peace, maybe I look him behind him, but me like him some money. No working, no money when me like him, but money because where come money talking game lo me finish, na I'm game lo me finish, na ilusi go when me no sabi. But I'm always plakain something me like him me come up. Minister. You minister of Solowara too. Now, me like him, you think him, you know, can think him to Sola is no Britain also, me harim or something come up, yeah? You must think him too, also, me papa block peace too, big plot too established. So, time you okay, you think him all this plus something. So, me just like bring him this like I'm attention, block come and blame me. Me bless some blame, no, so talk plenty because me bless have all proper channel or time look is all this plus something done. But time you come up frustrated. Eventually, by you hire me talk to. No good you like me no man talk to. But me have go through all system, me lo make so you may go through all proper way. Na time you know what now. Me look him also. You like no more hire talk to. I'm not Mr. Talk to. Me like him respect lo manu si must stop. Time me walk him asalam sika before being come in. Directly me blind no work lo benefit. Plenty lo me benefit out of this plan. But no good long me like him. Me carry him on behalf of the country. Now you may talk to no work defense force. Tuesday, by Deputy Prime Minister of Australia igo lo hand him all some facilities Australia okay become the defense force play me. Na mi hama mas lo display. But me too lo question him all foreign affairs. Same kind also all display agreements where you mock one them US too. Cabinet lo mi bla already man finish all spokesman lo mi bla will all staff inside the negotiation team. You bla no include me bla. The time you bla working mal agreements. You bla lose thing lo mi bla. Olo wonem ba mi bla karim heavy blow me. Mi bla sim heavy na mi bla sim good blow me. Tete suppose defense force agreement one team US come strong now come inside lo country blow me. I blow all kita misal blow online blow ground wall no hamamas. Pa ino gulo blow all kita Papua New Guinea. Ba come up lo mi bla. Tas all kai blongem you bla like him you like him. No good blongem you bla mas kisim. Me like him display you must start look can display kind something in a long run. Emi bla all labun man liki tok thing emi one bla blong all this man lo parliament tete. Me bla line lo 97 ni kam nunggut tu bla o tri bla member tas all nunggut me bla ista backside lo me nunggut bla all kita ista bla peran lo me. But me just like make him display come up clear. All kind something you meeting illegally. Eventually, by leader, we will plant or something where can cause him people have come up province blame me, country blame me. Time blame is short, me tax him that's a lot same. One time display speaker, thank you for talk to me. Me sim talk to me one time we go him all kita house. Thank you.
Me look sabelo member long middle fly.
Thank you through Honorable Speaker, Lord Luxa, Lord people, Lord Middle Fly. Me too, thank you, true. Me too, like making some grievance debate, blow me. Based on 7 Planubla districts. I think Lord 2023, maybe making this debate. And then now second time. Me bla this 89 districts. Planti kaya me bla kaya finish lo government. Planti something me bla sim finish. But me bla still talk lo kaya yet. While me bla this 7 new bla district. And me bla now to sol. I'm also baby. Since 22 me bla established in 3 years that's all. Now all the time me bla talk and me bla talk lo. All blood district, heavy blow all blood district. Now 7 new blood district, me bla nothing him. Since 23 me been this debate law, special funding law this 7 new blood district. Now last year 2024 budget appropriation, all been capturing. Me talk thank you Lord this law. But through money, me plan of sim. Lo budget me stop. But through money, me no come down no district. So big pla heavy, big pla got emotion. One time, but me like seems the money in a building all this district now. I thought that should be the priority for all the 7 new districts. Mibla no sims the money, Mibla hard lo building district headquarter. Mibla hard lo building district hospital. Mibla hard lo building district police station. Hard lo building more schools from Mibla too. DSIP where you me ogata sa exime. Suppose you hard lo making ogata something and Mibla kisim big pla pen. Heavy blow Mibla on New Blood district and 10 times, 20 times more than you blow all blood districts. So some time looks how must come lo Mibla too. Law 23 debate me been talk some. Law address him heavy blood this last 7 new blood district. And must come up with some whole government approach. All the ministers should be responsible to look into the 7 new districts. Minister for Police, one plan you law this last 7 new blood district. It's very unfortunate that some minister no sit down here, but thank you, Lord, you bless some sit down. Grievance debate, all ministers in Abu Sidan are and talk because I'm not going to want the minister, I'm going to order the ministers. Minister of Education, one in plan blue law, 7 the new district. Minister of Health, one in plan blue. All the ministers with the plan law helping supporting the star, 7 the new districts. Because me plus struggle. DSAB me blabber working one something. Some something me blabber making, but some something me blabber not making. And now we are creating a new blood allergies too. How about you make working all seat of government blood is new blood allergies too? Even again, we are also creating a new wards underneath the new blood allergies. So heavy blood and go big blood to mass. Again, me like making this mention of some seat of government and no come and big blood pen me block harem now. That funding should be released as soon as possible, as early as possible. Come to Mibla Nubla district, so Mibla should start in work. Now Mibla start by 2025. 27, I'm no time to working work. 26, that's not by Mibla work. But to build a district while not getting the seat of government, Mibla not in time to build him. Mibla will come to Nubla election again. Seeing that the 7 new districts have not built any infrastructure, however, Mibla looks out and that is a district, or that this line come up as a district. Some people Mibla thinking of this the criteria or come up district finish, and yet we are talking about funding from the national government all the time here. While Mibla is the new blood, Mibla no meeting one blood criteria yet. Some things Mibla was struggling and making. Sambla, no what. Like other districts, at least you got road and connect. Or maybe you start the side the wara. But Mibla Sambla, no what. Mibla start in charge of boosted. Are we going to build a road? Or are we going to go and build a district office? But building district office, Mibla carrying over the materials, the balus, or chopper. These are some real challenges that Mibla facing. Big heavy Mibla facing stuff. So one ministers must look out this heavy na. Team up on the Mibla na minister lo Provincial and LG affairs and sawe logo ta heavy Mibla lusin lo MP sem sawe. So you must support him all this Mibla districts. Otherwise, Mibla will create another district again, or something more again, me are motion. You may not build a more plan where you may create him finish. And then we are trying to create the next lot of new sets of districts. All plan you may not feed him, and malnourished stuff, you may like go create him Nabla again. Or province too, but you may make him again. It's good. Law, making some size law, district, na province, ko league. But you must be responsible. Na supporting all this law. Districts where you may carry most and beginning. So, grievance for me, Mr. Assembly Minister no stop, but Prime Minister I'm stop. Not grievance for me, I was please, now I'm July, I'm August finish. Maybe like him was seat of government, blood is new blood, 7th new blood district. You must release him this lakam law this districts now. So if you plan to release him, me no saw how about you been building more districts from Mibla. DSAB Mibla struggle of building some infrastructure, some you mean struggle of making. So this la seat of government and come and by helping Mibla law, build him some infrastructure where Mibla need him. Thank you, through.
Honorable Minister, salam ba ito ko sa mating member lo nukuha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, after you talking about rolling of today by Grievance lo anniversary of the Parliament of 41 years of Parliament building na yung stop long. So me like talk to lo disalo long maki mi pla long is na West Speak we talk thank you long. Open something block him you speaker or speaker before you or prime minister before you. Will I talk thank you long you plan the parliament or the club lo you me start long Australian colonization colonial administration come. Will I talk thank you long making me blog me look forward to na me togamas lo tu blog member will come back lo parliament. Member come back long nawai na member come long Senator Bougainville. Thank you long. You will come back to Parliament. I'm look sorry. All people blame me. Na kabum too sorry. Thank you straight. You will come. Mr. Speaker, today is the 8th of August, 2025. Today is exactly the date that this Parliament was opened, 41 years ago. To me, like look sorry long. This is our architect. Name Blongolem, John Pearson, na Jean Omar Machat, we shall decide in this law, Parliament. One them guidance long all Papa Blumipla, the Parliament at that time, led by Honorable Great Friend Chief Sir Michael Thomas Mare. One them all members of the Parliament throughout Papua New Guinea at that time, will decide in this law, Parliament. This is the Parliament and adopted law system, Mr. Speaker, you sabe, law Westminster Parliament. Law 1834, the Westminster Palace was burned down. And the Parliament at that time, was a palace. And during the history of the time, there was a competition to design a new Parliament to replace the Palace of Westminster. I was privileged to go to visit the Commonwealth Parliament with Governor Powell and with the Bougainville members to visit the setup of the kingdoms, the 4 kingdoms that make up the United Kingdom. The British government. Now, Miplago, na looking Parliament here, William Street is the original Parliament. Even to William setting the Australian Parliament too. So if you talk thank you long Australian government, the people will give him gift long Parliament, now you make a nice building, let me stop long is the Parliament. So this is the design, adopted by the design that is originated by the name, by the prize winner of the competition at the time in 1834 by the name of Charles Berry. And now 2 plus something important, 3 plus. We said by Kababin is design, the plan, the house, outside belong. Now we said it give him how I come up. Now this is la front belong this la Parliament. Now me kiss him straight picture belong house Tambran or house man belong Aprik. Now you me lo simply give me a 2 kind house. Lo wara na long lo type lo yam mi long abelam na long arapes. So this la yam council mi ko finish lo me originate long Ambundi. Na me talk thank you long member of Ambundi Dreki lo take him lead na chairmanship. One them Parliament long come up him stadium na picture long great friend chief lo yumi Michael Thomas Mare outside na me talk thank you lo committee you blog lo Parliament lo kim sla long look sabe long probably yumi. Time really mangi yet me born yet, Mr. Speaker. Lo place lo me, you got one house, this la one kind of house here, shape them snap. Me born inside of this la, outside that time me like tram lo go close to the house. Mama Blomisa Karamina rushing me because secret. Me stop na me look at the house, one kind of same house, long front block Parliament now, lo maprik, house igo na plo, sipi kwara iga na plo long oliet. Na mi long andap ikat ploy mi played. This little house in a blue story miam. This little house long all mans are sleep, all boys are sleep. In a triple moon, lock sim strong na sim save lo how long panim abus. House yam narapla. House yam molili house. All story molis la house yam now sim now put it inside long. Put lokam no line long in front long house or semsla. Na andap long. Lo plus lo mistret, mi plus put him, cut him, DY now, shape him shape long eagle. Lo put him straight lo anda blong him lo headland. Then by face him is la house. Tambra. We just call him houseman house Tambra. Now main reason why I put him sign blong eagle or pisin blong Tarangao. And because Tarangao is a him abus. Namsa kagay all fresh kagatas all abus. You know all abus ibagarapin is nasting. So that's why also put him slow and up headland and now stop it long. People na time we stop we grow up we go in up long. Mr. Speaker, in up the last house and we put on the ground lo I blow me lo plus blow me na I'm finished. Lo 1984, Mr. Speaker, me selected come to UPNG, lo Kim Science Foundation blow me from Passam. Lo is that time long today on the 8th of August. 1984, we work in Science Foundation for me. We black come with the same opening Bloodisla Parliament House. Mr. Speaker, you must use him all history. Long educated more beginning blame. You mean a story long, one is by working here in Parliament. Parliament is la house here. Lomibla lo plesto, strong blong, custom blong, abelam na, arapes. Emi no put him yam inside. Holy mol man block up panim abus. Yam not block outside that you heap him yam in front of his house. Now by you him abus where you kill him finish, Mr. Speaker. Put him on them yam. Now you deal him, now you work him custom. Now, Mr. Speaker, all Papa, almost how to announce him nothing yam, blow heap him until only sabe or some harvest by all right. I'm custom lomipla mosem. Ta you plan him yam lomipla, Mr. Speaker. You don't have stop on them. Mary, now you go plan him yam. Mr. Speaker, ta you plan him yam finish. The next day, Mary no na bigolo yam kaden. Enough long close to Emi or yam by grow kamadam now by looking for ground by brook. I'm now by chief, na head block clear, no place, by talk, people can walk him now, custom lo yam, no hip him yam. Now suppose I'm looking more ground in no brook good. Now yam I need not grow good. I'm not around him, now I cancel him. Mr. Speaker, I'm all story blong. Custom lo yam na, like explaining lo yupla. This is a house shape long, now start the parliament ya. Long blah blong em ya. Plani blo yumi no sabe. Me fortunate, Mr. Speaker, lo grow and eat, Lord Papa. Close to me, like go sleep, lot last time brand too, but then me miss him, na me go to school. Now me talk thank you longer, so this life make impossible, or make sana bloye. Me talk thank you, Prime Minister, na all ministers, na members of Parliament, who said he give him respect, long aste, the program, lo same creative for me, Mr. Michael, and all Papa, all speakers, lo me lo before. We like to thank you too long. Australian government, Indonesian government, we cannot be separated. We always forever together. Because geographically, you don't have separate in Australia, especially Indonesia, because Mibla pass through one them ground long. So, Mr. Speaker, we like clear him, we like to strong to talk to the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker. Long silent people talk, thank you, me. You can know what the people will speak. Because, you know, one blood time, only vote him out, St. Michael. People will speak, win him, all got the electorate law Commonwealth. You know, Papua New Guinea, all, Mr. Speaker. Only win him, all got the Commonwealth, the whole him, St. Michael, the start, you're going to have the finish. Now, me previous to start with them, 5 players, before 2017, me finish. So, me like to thank you, long. People will speak, long, no matter what, only still winning me play it, long passing the whole him leader. So when I'm Mr. Speaker, we like to thank you, you give me the opportunity, me not talk to the grievance, but we like story long. Plus, you long custom, speak long how does house is an up to make him. I'm not up nothing, you can meaning blame. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member must be noticed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Plenty time we'll talk Papa Ground, you're gonna. Parliament too establish Papa Ground area now. Okay, me like support him. legally talk minister. Time we come Mosby. 30 years ago, before me become a member. Late summers, I established 4 mile now. Wax in the mountain. Then got one house lab. Lo electric blow me. Lo Borgo 2, I got one house. M2 electric blow me. And a long time, maybe. Stable politics all live long and me like to thank you long all get a civic 6 district plus civic. Why me talk also we get one ration? Time I become a prime minister. Lord time long. Independence first prime minister of this country. Late summer. Civic province, all get a district, no get one blood development come up. You see the kind of charismatic leader of some late summer stuff. Emino Tintin lo province long en. Em talk, you me only prime minister and I look all Narabla provinces past time. Em true, huh? That's the kind of leadership Em got. Aste all line long, you, speaker, you blow walking good plus something straight last law. Son statue belong in 41 years of this building. See, this building you're looking very fantastic. Very icon. You look at Quila. You see all the Quila. This Lami Rosud, the design in a special way, where Papua New Guinea culture and tradition is tabling him. So me like to thank you all family belong in. Now all gonna provinces or all gonna district inside law East Civic, and I go law West Civic too. Lord, this la time, I establish leadership, I give time, Lord, Narula province. Now, me right time through, you may put a statue belong in. Lord, legacy belong in, I must go yet, I go yet. Nah, I must stop. Me, Saborim talk, minister. Okay, now to me like Saborim. Normally, it's a housekeeping sort of thing, but me like Saborim minister of middle fly. Member of middle fly, housekeeping. Ask me. Speak up, you talk to one, that's what me like kissing and me like to know. 365 days in a year. 52 fortnights. 26 fortnights. 14 days a fortnight. Now you may set up a member of place now, all voting you may come and tell of parliament. We are privileged to be in the floor of parliament here today. Not by go yet. But when we backbenchers and other people at the grievance debate like this, when the ministers say you are not here, who should be hurry and implement him? Constant time, maybe 40 minutes. Without, not even 40 minutes only. Now, people might talk grievance debate, now people talk. Some of the questions that we might ask, we are putting in the grievance debate in a form of statement. You must be on the floor of parliament. Time on Makimilo member of 2017, I never missed one parliament session. Time we go outside, yes. And 22, 2 minutes missing one block. You blood to work in party, but those are serious. Online people play looking stuff. You on and on the parliament. Not going to vote him all next time. Time old man hard work now work next money. You on a privilege package. You should be on the floor of parliament to make laws and deliver goods and services to our people. So, me throw my Totok la house man, you plus scale him, make sure all ministers you must be here to listen. Some of the time, question time is not enough. Number 3, law and order. Situation blow you mean of country. Situation especially in the city. Some of the time, by 8 Mile, wildlife. Governor blow me one time, me plus I got. So me plus 4 because where are the security? Police supposed to be there. Before time long, Paul Tyson or Paul Tien, police commissioner, late Tyson. Sam Tyson, yes. Peter Gillion, and then Governor Gary Baggy. Also patrol the station blow like Geru, 6 Mile. 9 Mile, downtown, also put patrol. Now you go look at station blow, station commander at work. Or all go say him, all call him a chorus buga, OB. All check him, who's at work, what's M? Now no got. Put patrol, no got. What's happening? Me blasting out, the car go pick up. Okay, when pick up, they spend another 2 or 3 hours. All was police car too by wait. Is the 10-seater going to be wait there for 3 or 4 hours to pick that officer? And then fighting go west. This is all something we must address him. The basics. Check him all station. Especially in the city, you make long and check him. Now me driving all the town and looking how much land cruiser? Park long, headquarters. What is those land cruisers doing? That time police all great well Bomana. Are they administrative staff or should be on the operation? More than 801,000 people working in headquarters. Policeman. They're supposed to be in operation. Non-policemen officers should be working in that department. Some lot, yes, policeman he can work. Some lot, most of them there. Time we driving or blind the car stuff. Before no got one bus or pick up every morning. On already stop, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock time to walk. I think by me put in bus or one station or city blow you me. Now also I was 8 o'clock by walk, bus by go on that. Also more got a car. All divisional head or commander or director give him all Jusuki all drive round. All the land cruisers pull him out. And then put into where you may got need long and law and order. Now talk, no got people, no got car, no logistic. Please, you may appeal to me yet. Before the Connect PNG come up from Mosby City. Floodgate by off. Where is law and order in the city? How are we going to tackle it if we can't tackle the little issues now all fight ethnic groups? Me too want a governor blow me for this stuff because floodgate off. Maski buruk car or push or road talk you me silim na looking nubla road all by come yet city by pull up. Those are some of the things that we must consider. So law and order must be priority in the city because now we talk about king of settlement log have me go. Now me like king of Saweb na mix him popular title the next month when we president. Equal Minister for Lands na Prime Minister and by giving the governor and we blah settlement to Saweb. But at the end of the day, the security of our welfare, block community, blow you city. And by stable. So if police commissioner is watching, minister is watching, some one of you staff you are watching, Go to the basics. Check him out police station. He got car or no got? Logistics staff or no got? Put him all policeman or foot patrol. Plenty of police officers, only staff law, town headquarters, more than close to 800 or 1,000. Rouse him all. Come put him in operation. All cars rouse him. Give him almost round the street, foot patrol, so that we see our changes before independence. 50 years independence, special day for this country. Now plenty old man outside, Prime Minister, President, Premier, diplomatic missions, they are going to come here. And they are not going to go to the provinces. They are going to come in the metropolitan city, MCD, blah, 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 and blah, blah, too. And what happened here will reflect the other provinces. So we must be in preparation within the next 7 or 8 weeks. Stop. Me want the governor, me ready. But me blah walk blah. Law another must walk blah. So that we see the success of this very important occasion 50 years anniversary.
Honorable member of the notice, time you have received mark finish.
No, God, we finish him thread. It took time. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable member of Lomadang.
Mr. Speaker, I'll try and keep my grievance short. It's in relation to MVIL, the recent sale of some 3.2 million shares, valued at around, or sold for 350 million of BSP shares by the state under the direction or approval of NEC through the KCH. My grievance is that there was a previous commission of inquiry conducted into the sale or acquisition of the UBS inquiry, and the sale of oil search shares or acquisition by the state. And in that inquiry that cost some 28 million kina, the findings found that 72 million kina was involved in fees to put that transaction together. 72 million kina. The total transaction of buying and then selling, we paid over 464 million for that transaction. We don't know about something. This is transaction fees and interest fees. So my grievance, while this issue has been debated in the public, Prime Minister told me like him will take note, Minister for SOE will take note. The only way that planetime corruptions will come up is when we buy and when we sell public assets. All man, commission man sa kam line up walkie paperwork na sim kai blongo. Sometimes only at kai, sometimes all man inside lo government kai want them. Lo said lo MBAL, we no got evidence that talk Prime Minister involved or Minister involved. But we don't know. And the only way for us to know, there has to be transparency and accountability. So grievous debate lo me ask him, say, Mina Prime Minister. Want a minister, you can give him directive. Now can provide him this information. NEC submission. We've sample of staff minister before. We know the documentation where you can provide him come law opposition, me shadow minister for finance and planning, to be able to vet and confirm publicly the transaction was in order. So all public can talk yes, Mipla one bell because opposition has checked it and confirmed the statements by the Prime Minister and confirmed the statements by the Minister. Right now we have so much allegations surrounding corruption, ICAC, and many are directed against the Prime Minister. But you know what evidence come.
We got point of order. Honorable Minister, what's your point of order?
I just want to inform this Parliament and the members that the brokers, JMP brokers, were paid 1.2 million kina to work for MVL, and that is on public record, totally provided. 1.2 million, nothing more, nothing less. Market price. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I think that the Minister went on record to confirm. So I'm one side. So I'm glad that he's confirmed it. Now you may look at paperwork, now you may confirm it. So that means transactions on this side, where government paying, where MVIL, and transaction on the other side, where MRDC been buying. You got kind way where man can walk it on side. In this case, there's no evidence. but also to satisfy the public and show that the Prime Minister is committed in transparency and accountability, that his government is committed. So you may not can use him talk that's all. We actually have action to follow.
Correct.
So those documents will include the term sheet. Now some lawyers will come and talk, oh, non-disclosure. We have a non-disclosure agreement, but unfortunately for them is non-disclosure agreements does not apply to public entities that are subject to the Finance Act. Because it's a public asset being sold, guiding principles under the Act require transparency, accountability. So non-disclosure agreement and not meaning long. Agreement also. We have legislation here. So I asked the Prime Minister, I said, if you can issue a directive, I'll write to your office as the Shadow Minister, and also you can direct the Minister, provide those documentation so we can clear this up, so this issue isn't held against you like the UBS loan against previous governments. And the public can have confidence going forward that these are the measures. Unfortunately, our institutions that were tasked to go after corruption, not yet, so we don't know now. People are losing confidence. So to bring that confidence back to Parliament, I look forward for the Prime Minister, Lord Grievance debate, Lord me, Lord talk, yes, agree, provide the documentation, the people in the opposition can assess it. Whatever is confidential, maybe like elusive, where we understand commercially is confidential, but for the purposes of accountability and transparency going forward into these 50 years, that the people of Papua New Guinea can be trusted, that the Prime Minister, his government is committed, and the opposition are working together to honor that commitment. Thank you.
Honorable Member Kokopo.
Mr. Speaker, Lord Luxavel, Lord Isla Chair, where one former Prime Minister to be stopped, I leave him Prime Minister Bloyumi, late Grand Chief Sir Michael Samarello, kiss him independence. Thank you, through Speaker. Me too, Misanap, Makimol people Blomi Long Kokopo District. Long talk, thank you, Mr. Speaker. The bold decision that we've been working one time committee, where now you may look in Massa, you've been witnessing, unveiling Lorisla statue, where you may be looking afternoon, suppose sample you may this house, you may not been realizing, but suppose you may be looking, it was a sign of unity, Mr. Speaker. Time people have been sit down now sunset aste. For the first time, you look in sun, ibini kamantap, light good through, time we go down close to 6 o'clock. Now this is la emisanap maki molsem. Country blayumi, lo time long independence. We only been walk lo talk. Time Prime Minister, late Grand Chief Sir Michael Samare, he been born long East New Britain. Now, misanap makimol people belong East New Britain, especially all people belong in Kokopo District. Lord talk thank you. Lord life belonging. Long this la government. Set him up government. Now me can think him, Lord this la date, where me been stop also 14 years old, Mr. Speaker. Now me very traditional. Attires belong East New Britain. Lord come up, Lord celebrate. Long opening Lord this la building. All Sing Sing group have been stopped, but plenty of leaders were being stopped in the likes of Matthias Tolim, in the likes of Oscar Tamur, in the likes of Korean Burakit, member Blong Pomyo. Now, in the likes of the regional member, first regional member Blong East New Britain, Roy Hudson, he was a plantation manager, who structured Halibim Long building of the nation. Misanaplo here. Now, me talk thank you long all get our leaders, we only give history. But the legally political history of the province. He come inside the country. Now, time is up 9 years after the independence. This is a celebration of this building. Speaker, one more time. Me play talk thank you. Long continue. One time this law decision. Maybe in Harim this time only work lo talk plenty of leaders inside the country. Long 1984, just 9 years after the independence. Plenty money talk all same now leaders. One kind all same today. Only talk all same big money only spend him lo this house blow on him something. It was again 200
24 million. I stand here to be corrected. But I was 14 years old and I can hear the history. I hear the history that yes, it was 24,400,000. It cost him this building today. And that is a golden opportunity for us here in Papua New Guinea. Now, one vision because this is how leaders play me. They did said something, Mr. Speaker. Now today, you fulfill him this all demand long all leaders play me. But I need long all prime ministers. Me too, me son of making all people blow me talk thank you long all previous prime ministers. And I come inside, time Sarah bin Amaliu. All you know bin Belleville alongside Grand Chief Sir Michael Samari. Nabiani bin Tokolsem, me now become a prime minister. Lord Isla for all of parliament. Time we must talk thank you long all this leaders. Na dedi blow me, Ereman to binding, even Sana Plan or Likalimem Yoyo, Law one vote, na Sarah bin Amaliu become a prime minister. There's a lot of political history that he must have. We must put him so that it's going to be a story to tell in the future for our future generations. Today, we talk thank you to long old prime ministers, so Sir Julius Chen. Even though we got fight between Namatanai, New Island, one time all East New Britain, all Twilight, but only been come na sit down good so that I become a prime minister. Even though today Governor Blomanus will call him East New Britain, but there's a lot of time East New Britain has been playing very important role. Now thank you. Today we must talk thank you. Now before me go inside the grievances debate, Mr. Speaker, me to mission up, long commending this government. Look, talk thank you. Look, Prime Minister blame me today. Now to previous government, local Prime Minister so same right, you know. Remember Blopangia, Pete O'Neill, not all prime ministers. But today, this government, it will focus through this transition period, transformation, where some people you may have been looking, this transition period through long coalition government. It come inside long government Layumi. Some people Layumi been born before the independence, maybe 6 years before independence. If we talk thank you, Lord Islam. All previous leaders, through long all speakers, governor generals. Miss our time blow me walk go down in 10 minutes that's all, but thank you. Mr. Speaker, may I commend him this government one more time now to thank you, Lord Minister. Belong intergovernment relation, Lord Islam. Amendment, block provincial and local level government. Misana employee is a port city chairman. Now inside lawyer, we talk thank you. Long amendment, long section 27. Thank you, Minister. This one now by paving way, blow me blah because he got plenty of differences inside long all local level government. Inside long urban local level government within the city. Now you look now, let me plan now. By this one, responsibilities by staff inside long authority. Thank you, Lord Islam. Plenty or something, but not plan. Where me like tuk long and long appointment long provincial administrator. Mr. Speaker, inside lawyer me no looking money long all CEOs long me by staff also money. By through me savel say money need long city authority head and me staff long board the city authority board long appointing. Usatin by come up CEO. But people are looking to us and suppose he can one kind of some provincial administrator. So that this decentralization of powers, he must come back long all province and districts. On top long and Mr. Speaker, we talk thank you can long. Prime Minister, the government of the day na two minister. Lobokim apology. Apologize ego long all this election long all board members na president. And this is very important. Lo refer him can this election. Antap longan, we must talk also. Through law reform or before law reform, premier system even strong too much. Na effective long all provinces, especially long East Britain. Plenty of roads have been building long East Britain because only have been kissing revenue One more funding is being stopped inside long provinces through the provincial budget. Now, Mipla long history written. First budget long history written was roughly 9.7 million just after the independence, long delivering on projects inside long history written. But after a reform, time has been changed. Today, we kisim back, power come inside long. Why gani? Now today, we work to struggle, but underneath this government, we believe was yes. You can work in amendments, or work in finish, na give back power. You go along all provinces. Now, Bali can come up with some premier, like a speaker of parliament, like we can debate along all programs inside the respective provinces, blaming throughout the country. Thank you. This letter solemn debate, blaming. Grievances debate, blaming. Thank you. Speaker, recognizing people of Kokopo district. Thank you.
Honorable member, the minister, Blongrum, the minister.
Thank you, Speaker. Me sanap makim people blomurik, people blomiet lo engorang, with emotion today in this house. Me sanap lo talk thank you that's all. Makim family blo somare, Lady Veronica, all pikini blame, me yet no family blow me, all people blowing waram. Me play talk thank you, Lord line honors of this city, Moti Koita, people of Central Province, people of NCDC. Now all the people of this country, where all the former leaders, Olikam Lahem, Long Highland, Iguanta Plong, Mountain, Long Nambis, Long Region Blomibla Lomomase, Highland Region, Papuan, the islanders, who have stood tall and strong for this time, where you not got enough education on Papua New Guinea, now listen up, now looking one months I speak in English good. I'm radio announcer and a teacher. Now look some of the leadership plan now. Maki mem. Lord come up or some leader, Lord lead him this country. Will I talk thank you to all former prime ministers of this country. We said only stand up. Like kiss him this walk long, great grandchief. Say Michael Thomas Somare and Ibn Karimikam. But like Mikey Mouse, Lord people, Lord Mibla, Lord Sipik too. Is Sipik. Where's Sipik? That time, any staff was some leader of Lord Mibla, Lord this country, now Lord people, Lord Sipiks. But talk thank you, Lord, good comments. Where you come up, Lord this house, Lord talk thank you, all people, Lord New Britain. Lord this time, Lord talk also. All of you in this house have a history of what he has shared with you in the time of his leadership. The topic, thank you. Speaker, the topic, thank you. Committee, you. Not this house. All the workman marry inside of this house. From the security at the gate, come on top. Now all the workman belong this parliament. Big thank you. Lo look sabe. Na kissing all people lo place belong em na ausman blame na sing belong em yet na karimika. This song has never been performed anywhere else or in a show or any cultural thing. It is a traditional song that employ em yet only kissing come outside la ausman. Only karimika. Inside legisla sing. All young plant also sing. They must be physically fit to sing this song. Because you can see the steps. You have to go down and come up, go down and come up. And you must see. Only exercise lo sambla moon no karim sla sing. Emplo la pun man yet. Grandship, late grandship, say Michael Thomas Umare. Na mi plakam. Lo show him respect. Na mi lo to thank you lo is na West Pacific people. And only no kam lo canoe. Only no kam lo boat. Or ship. Only kam lo balus. Thank you for the time they also spent, to witness this unveiling lo this la big monument or statue whereby he bring in Papua New Guinea or some thinking lo lapun man and stop them long time. Yes, me amamas lo good lo talk. Time em stop or some leader. Em talk long em. So give him long all the line pastor. People mask. I said this emotion thing because that is true. He does it. But when it comes to his time blow mandate him, undivided support, the people of Sepik does it. And they bring him back into this flow. And it's a record. Now me or some leader, we stand up in this house, lot time. I mean, I'm not making picking blame, no come up leader of this house. But he tend to appoint me to be the leader of people of Angoram to come back to this house. So me to big thank you, say Michael family blame. The big thank you to the speaker. Lord, this looks away you got, now you bring more people along. Place straight come. Lord, saw him Kalsana. Thank you through, Lord, you all get that. Usaiti attend him. Thank you, governors. Now you blogger, Sabe, you blog at one story, one time. Mila talk, thank you, Tasso. On behalf of people who need blood. One employee this house. And something whereby we discussing inside of this house, lo good blah long country and talk blame. So you may debate good blah, healthy. But don't take it time you walk about the outside of this house. See your brother, see your sister, one kind of sort. Story belong in. So Milato Bikla, thank you. Prime Minister, once again, Deputy Prime Minister, na this la government, lo look sabe. Lo this la time, long this la something, this la monument, stand up, historical something, lo united people all gada, no leaders lo Moiti Queta, you stop inside of this house. I hope one day Moiti Queta will also represent this house, na by got good plus story in a balancing people all gada, Papua New Guinea. Thank you, lo giving space, lo grant great ship, stand up lo this la ground, stand up lo this la house where by soy mibla or youngpla. No leaders flow tomorrow, no beginning flow mibla, what we can learn and how we will take this country forward. So Melato Bikla, thank you all the leaders. And I am fortunate to serve with him for 5 years. Time M. Kisimikam said, and me appoint me long place yet, not to you come on me by me school immediately, now this la time by me losing parliament. Now I promise me plus something. And that's what we did. Melato, thank you all the all line stuff, lo cabinet, lo this la time, lo working decision, long body blame, Prime Minister. You know, by mistake, you all in chair blame. People lo civic look sabe. When you do the right thing, it will come in return. The good Lord knows. And all of us know. You can talk, you go come, but there's always. And I also want to thank one of our former Prime Minister who is in this house. Thank you for your support. Member of Yalbu Pangiana. Thank you. I'm a good law lesson in my line time. I was an ordinary person when he took me in 2011. And I'm with the member for WEG. We were one of those that created another new police force in Port Moresby. Now I'm the member of parliament. So the Sanablo Dislaw, so big thank you, Blogger. God by blessing, blah, blah, no opening thinking, blah, blah, good blah, wisdom must have, blah, blah, Sanablo Dislaw, blah, always be fair, respect that leadership, and what people give you, blah, now they're watching. Respect one another in this house. Thank you. God bless. I like you, blogger, on behalf of people of Bangoram. Thank you.
Honorable members, the question is that the grievance debate be noted. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, before I call on the leader of government business, Migat Liglik statement lo wokim. Now this is a statement that me pass long line blame me law opposition. If we got talk come up only walk long Liglik issue long. Leadership law opposition. Now I shooting talk to lo me also speak I medal law affairs law opposition. But Me not believe also me make him nesla, because me write him pass along all. Behind him tubla pass where he come, lo side long all. Na pass where me we write long all and me talk all same long all. That me look sabe long all, ye tubla pass come lo me, one bla lo Honorable James no mamne, na one bla lo Honorable Douglas Tumrasi, na tubla conflicting results. All sem na inside lo disla pass lo mi go long all. And me talk all sem. I will recognize a change when a duly convened opposition caucus meeting can confirm clearly an official minute of proceedings or a letter is returned from all members of the opposition whom they wish to appoint as leader of the opposition. So let this la part, let this la let pass me right along all yeah. And now, as of this morning, makes him pass. He come along all. 10 honorable members of the opposition. Only right lo me also speak, I'll indicate him Musad, only like him by me come up opposition leader. Honorable Kit Uruhu, MP, Honorable James Nomane, Honorable Johnson Wapunai, Honorable Noah Cool, Honorable Peter O'Neill, Honorable Ricky Morris, Honorable Robert Atiafa, Honorable Rufina Pita, Honorable Simon Sia, Honorable Sir Pukatemu, and 10 blablong. Opposition only got 117 or 17 member. Now let up long this line up to me now. So let us let us all behind him pass with me right long all straight him. And now me make him this look savvy also himself. Walk me make him look savvy as Allah. Behind him pass with me right long all now this lahap part of me dog. One point of what you?
Mr. Speaker, while I note your statement concerning that members of the opposition written to you, Section 64 and clear, Oli Pact. So that governs the election, calling meetings. It got lost up. So while I note that some certain members wrote to you, no one can write to you to appoint a prime minister. So the opposition yet must call a meeting. That meeting must be chaired by the opposition leader. Resolutions or motions must be moved at that meeting, then second at that meeting. Then the results of that meeting, all can inform you. So me like just talk, I know you've made your statement, but me like, because I'm something of the public, so we have to be clear. The speaker cannot direct a meeting, he cannot chair a meeting of the opposition, and he cannot determine the outcome of a meeting unless there was a constituted meeting. Me like just put on record because you had your working public statement on this issue. Thank you.
I think point of order blum medeng of honorable member blum medeng by in order because I'm loy talk sem. So behind him this law now I am talk this plan now. Me now senapol sem. You must come up man. You got ball longan. You must got ball blah also man. Now go hold him caucus meeting. Now straight him this line in one point of W. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, with due respect,
yes.
It is unparliamentary for you as a chair to say you make got ball, no you plug at ball. Please, can you withdraw, please?
Honorable Deputy Opposition Leader, this a statement. Talk pisin blayumi talk pisin blayumi. Lo talk him this la. Na me like ask him you bla opposition. Suppose he law you bla must be any more same you state him or mevlo medeng. You may got narrow point of order.
Well, Mr. Governor, for instance, I don't mind your business. So please, just allow us to resolve this. Mr. Speaker, parliamentary democracy is very clear. Numbers dictate. Whoever becomes leader, whether it be prime minister, whether it be prime minister, or is it whether it is going to be prime minister is voted on the floor. Opposition leader is voted by the majority of the members in opposition. We cannot have an opposition that has been hijacked by one-man parties when we have a big party in opposition that's already made up its decision. Mr. Speaker, you are enjoying that privilege on that seat because I appointed you, because I appointed you, are interfering with our business. You are interfering with our business. 10 members have already signed for this young man to become opposition leader. Mr. Speaker, you recognize this. You recognize this, Mr. Speaker. Member for Medan has never won a seat apart from himself in this country. PNC won 17 seats. We're still bigger party in opposition today. So we can't put up with this kind of rubbish. Mr. Speaker, you wrote to us asking us to put the letters from each member in writing to you. Now when the opposition leader is refusing to hold a caucus meeting, how can we resolve this matter? We have put it in writing to you, you recognize this. And stop playing politics. We need an effective opposition. We don't listen to this rubbish. You've done enough damage in this country with your social media bullshit. Let's do the right thing, Mr. Speaker. And let this learned lawyer he can go to court if he's aggrieved. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. He wants to be, let him go to court.
Honorable member bla Yalibu mixim tok bla you. But Miss Kelly tok bla honorable member bla Medeng em law. Namami tokol sem. Later companies Lomina is tokol sem, but Ibla Solim, I will personally write to the opposition leader and ask him to convene an opposition caucus meeting. Na Ibla Sotim there's a legal in-house issue. Legal in-house issue na Ibla waka kama travel now may me cross long. So all same to song.
In accordance with the majority of the members in opposition. If he wants to be a leader of opposition, he has to produce his numbers, and he can't. He's running around in circles, creating problems for everybody. We owe it to this nation to have an effective opposition. You owe it to this House to make the decision and agree to a majority decision of the opposition members.
Honorable member of Yalibu Pangia.
Because they've refused on 2 occasions at our request to have this while Parliament sits here for 2 weeks and it doesn't happen. So you can take it from me that we will not attend. You can never, your own opposition, if you select, that's the way you want to run this Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable leader of honorable member of Yalibu Pangia. I was going to do that. Spare the letters, but then when the honorable member for Medang pointed to me the law, I have to follow the law. So therefore, I am asking to all members of the opposition, and I will personally write to the honorable leader of opposition for him to convene a meeting for the opposition to sort out this issue. So as that. Because of that, the decision now is still that we maintain the status quo as it is until such time you convene the duly meeting, leave the opposition and sort it out. And then you let me know from the opposition caucus. Thank you. I now call on the Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move that the Parliament at its rising adjourn until Tuesday, the 2nd of September 2025 at 2:00 p.m.
Question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, leader of government business.
I move that Parliament do adjourn until Tuesday, the 2nd of September 2025 at 2 p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, Parliament is now adjourned to 2nd September, Tuesday, 2nd September at 2:00 p.m.